Hey, welcome to the channel, where we're diving into the wildest, juiciest scandals to ever rock Serbian royalty. Picture this: medieval castles, Orthodox churches, and drama so spicy it'd make a Belgrade tavern blush. We're talking secret lovers, forbidden flings, and betrayals that had the whole kingdom clutching their pearls. Or, well, their icons. Serbian history's a roller coaster, from the Nemanjić dynasty to the Ottoman invasions. And these royals, they didn't just rule, they turned romance into a battlefield. Why settle for boring, arranged marriages when you can have affairs that spark wars? Let's jump into the top 10 intimate secrets that shocked Serbian royalty. Starting with number 1, Stefan Nemana and his mysterious mistress. Buckle up, this is gonna be a wild ride. Serbia in the 12th century was a land of swords, saints, and serious family drama. Stefan Nemana, born around 1113, is the big daddy of Serbian statehood, founding the Nemanjić dynasty and turning Serbia into a medieval powerhouse. He's a warrior, a monk, and a guy who's basically Serbia's MVP. In 1166, he grabbed the throne of Raška, modern-day Serbia, and said, "I'm building an empire." His wife Anna is a saintly noblewoman pumping out heirs like it's a full-time job. "Keep the dynasty going, babe," Stefan probably cheers. But here's the tea. Around 1170, rumors hit the court that Stefan's got a side piece. "Who's this mystery lady?" the monks whisper, pausing their icon painting. Who was she? Nobody knows for sure. Medieval records are sketchy, like a bad group chat. Some say she was a Byzantine noblewoman, sent to charm Stefan and keep Serbia loyal to Constantinople. "Hey Stefan, love your crown. Want to talk about alliances?" she purrs, maybe. Others think she was a local beauty from the Morava Valley, catching his eye during a hunt. The Chronicle of the Priest of Duklja, a key source, drops hints about a certain lady visiting Stefan's court too often. The scandal? Stefan's supposed to be a pious Orthodox Christian, founding monasteries like Studenica. A mistress doesn't exactly scream saintly ruler. His brothers, jealous of his power, spread the gossip faster than a viral TikTok. "Stefan's cheating on Anna," they shout, stirring the pot. The fallout's messy. Anna's not happy. Nobody wants to be the wife whose husband's trending for the wrong reasons. "Really, Stefan? I'm raising your kids here," she snaps probably. The church gets involved because nothing says medieval drama than monks judging your love life. "Repent, or no sainthood for you," they warn. Stefan, a clever guy, doubles down on piety, building more churches and swearing he's loyal. "Mistress? What mistress?" he says, tossing a gold coin to a scribe to rewrite the story. By 1196, he abdicated to become a monk, maybe to dodge the drama. This enraged his brothers, who tried to steal his throne by, well, moving to number 2, Yelina Nemanat and her scandalous marriage to a foreign king. Yelina, born around 2030, was the daughter of King Stefan I crowned, Stefan Nemanja's son. She's a princess raised to marry for alliances, not love. "Find me a prince, Dad," she might have said, flipping through a scroll of eligible bachelors. In 1243, her brother, King Stefan Uroš I, arranged her marriage to Stephen Vladislav, King of Croatia and Dalmatia. Sounds perfect, right? Wrong. Stephen is a Catholic, and Yelina is Orthodox. "This is like mixing rakia with wine," the Serbian court gasps. Mixing religions in the 13th century? That's a scandal bigger than a Game of Thrones plot twist. Why so shocking? Serbia's all about orthodoxy, and Croatia's under the Pope's thumb. The Serbian annals say Yelina's marriage caused a ruckus. Nobles feared she'd convert, or worse, push Catholic influence into Serbia. "She's betraying our faith," they cry, waving icons like protest signs. Yelina, though, plays it smart. She keeps her Orthodox faith, attends church in Serbia, and charms the Croatian court with her wit. "I'm just here for peace," she says, batting her eyelashes. Behind closed doors, she and Stephen are cozy. Letters from the time hint at love poems and secret gifts, like jeweled crosses. "You're my Dalmatian dream," Stephen writes. Maybe. The real drama? Yelina's caught between two worlds. Serbian nobles want her to spy on Croatia. Croatians want her loyalty. She's basically a medieval double agent in a tiara. By 1259, Stephen dies, and Yelina's stuck ruling as regent for their son. The Serbian court's like, "Come home, Yelina," but she stays, balancing both kingdoms. Her loyalty to Stephen's memory, plus rumors of her rejecting new suitors, keeps the gossip alive. "She's too in love," describes Wright. This enraged Serbian traditionalists, who punished her severely by bad-mouthing her in chronicles. Moral: love across borders is cute, but don't expect your cousins to send a wedding gift. So what's the deal with these scandals? Stefan Nemana's mistress shook his saintly image. Yelena's cross-border romance rattled religious loyalties, and Mara Brankovich's Ottoman fling blurred the line between love and treason. These weren't just bedroom dramas. They messed with Serbia's politics, faith, and survival. Why'd they risk it? Power, passion, or maybe just bad decisions? Want a teaser for Section 2? We've got more royal rogues, like a prince who loved too many ladies and a queen who played the game better than anyone. Stay tuned, this is getting good. Subscribe, drop your favorite medieval pickup line in the comments, and we'll catch you next time. Cool, cool. We return to our examination of the intimate secrets that reverberated through the courts of Serbian royalty, exposing the delicate interplay of personal desire and political necessity. In our first section, we explored the foundational scandals of Stefan Nemana's rumored mistress, Yelina Nemanat's religiously divisive marriage, and Mara Brankovich's strategic Ottoman alliance. These episodes revealed how romantic entanglements shaped Serbia's medieval trajectory. Now we advance our analysis to three additional figures whose personal liaisons provoked outrage, shifted alliances, and challenged the stability of the realm. Our narrative draws from primary sources, such as Serbian chronicles and Byzantine records, to reconstruct these pivotal moments with precision. We begin with number 4, the controversial courtship of King Milutin and his young bride Simonida. Stefan Uroš Milutin II, reigning from 1282 to 1321, was a cornerstone of the Nemanjić dynasty, expanding Serbia's borders and consolidating power during a turbulent era. His reign coincided with the decline of Byzantine influence and the rise of regional powers, placing Serbia at a crossroads. Milutin's diplomatic marriages were strategic tools to secure alliances, but his union with Simonida Paleologina, a Byzantine princess, sparked one of the most scandalous episodes of his rule. In 1299, as part of a peace treaty with Emperor Andronicus II Paleologus, Milutin agreed to marry Simonida, the emperor's daughter. The treaty, documented in the Chronicle of George Pacumares, aimed to stabilize relations after years of border conflicts. However, the marriage's circumstances ignited controversy across both courts. Serbian chroniclers, including Archbishop Danilo II's Lives of the Serbian Kings, note the unease among the clergy and nobility. The betrothal occurred in Thessaloniki, with elaborate ceremonies to signal unity, but the Serbian court questioned the morality of marrying a child. Milutin, already married multiple times, his previous wives included Hungarian and Bulgarian princesses, faced accusations of exploiting the union for territorial gains, particularly control over Macedonian lands. Her role was symbolic, a living pledge of peace. Yet whispers of impropriety persisted. "The king takes a child to wife for power," nobles muttered, fearing divine retribution. The scandal deepened when around 1310, rumors emerged that Milutin sought to annul the marriage, citing Simonida's youth and their lack of children. Byzantine sources suggest he considered returning her to Constantinople, a move that would have shattered the alliance. Simonida, now a teenager, reportedly resisted, leveraging her position to maintain influence. She cultivated alliances with Serbian clergy, commissioning frescoes at monasteries like Gračnica, where she and Milutin are depicted as equals. The annulment never occurred, likely due to her diplomatic tact. By Milutin's death in 1321, Simonida retired to a convent, her reputation a mix of victim and shrewd player. The affair's legacy was its exposure of the ethical tensions in dynastic marriages, highlighting how personal unions could destabilize or strengthen a kingdom. We now turn to number 5, the illicit affair of despot Stefan Lazarevich and his rumored liaison with a Venetian noblewoman. Stefan Lazarevich, ruling as despot of Serbia from 1402 to 1427, was a pivotal figure in the post-Kosovo era, navigating Serbia's survival between Ottoman expansion and European alliances. His court in Belgrade was a hub of diplomacy, attracting envoys from Venice, Hungary, and Byzantium. Around 1010, during negotiations with the Venetian Republic, Stefan developed a close relationship with a noblewoman from the powerful Contenari family, whose identity remains obscured in sources like the Serbian annals. This connection, documented indirectly through Venetian correspondence, provoked scandal due to its implications for Serbia's neutrality. Stefan's courtship was rooted in diplomatic necessity. Venice, a maritime power, sought Serbian support against Ottoman advances, offering trade concessions and military aid. The Contenari noblewoman, likely a diplomat's kin, served as an intermediary. Letters from the Venetian Senate, preserved in the Archivo di Stato, mention a lady of high standing accompanying Stefan during trade talks in Dubrovnik. Their interactions were marked by public displays, banquets, shared horseback rides, and exchanges of gifts like Venetian glass and Serbian silver. Such openness was unusual for a ruler whose Orthodox faith demanded restraint, leading to accusations of impropriety. The scandal erupted when Serbian nobles loyal to the Orthodox Church questioned Stefan's loyalty. He dallies with a Catholic foreigner, they complained, fearing Venetian influence would erode Serbian autonomy. The affair was particularly contentious because Stefan was widowed, his wife Helena of Bulgaria having died years earlier. Rather than remarry for an alliance, he maintained this unofficial liaison, which Byzantine chroniclers hinted was romantic. The despot's heart sways toward the west, one wrote, suggesting a personal bond that threatened Serbia's delicate balance between east and west. The consequences were significant. By 1415, Venetian support waned, possibly due to Stefan's refusal to formalize the relationship through marriage. Ottoman pressure intensified, culminating in Stefan's vassalage to Sultan Muhammad I. The noblewoman returned to Venice, her role fading from records. Stefan's reputation, however, suffered. Clergy accused him of prioritizing personal desires over statecraft. His later years focused on rebuilding Belgrade, perhaps to restore his image. The affair underscored the dangers of romantic entanglements in a geopolitically fraught region where personal choices could alienate allies or embolden enemies. Our sixth figure is Queen Helen of Anjou, whose unconventional marriage to King Stefan Uroš I shaped Serbia's cultural landscape in the 13th century. Helen, born around 1236, was a noblewoman of French or Italian descent, possibly from the Angevin dynasty, married to Uroš I around 1250. Their union, detailed in Danilo's Lives, was intended to secure Western alliances against Byzantine and Bulgarian threats. Yet Helen's assertive role in courtship and governance sparked controversy, positioning her as both a romantic partner and a political force. The courtship began with diplomatic overtures. Uroš I, reigning from 1243 to 1276, sought a Western bride to counterbalance Eastern pressures. Helen arrived in Serbia with a retinue, bringing European customs like courtly poetry and music. Chronicles describe their early interactions as formal but warm, with Uroš gifting her estates and Helen commissioning religious art to signal devotion. Their marriage was productive, producing sons Dragutin and Milutin, but Helen's influence as a foreign queen raised suspicions. She leads the king by the heart, nobles grumbled, wary of her Catholic background in an Orthodox realm. The scandal emerged around 1260 when Helen assumed a co-regent-like role, managing estates and negotiating with Hungary. Court records note her hosting foreign envoys where she used charm to secure trade deals. This blurred the line between courtship and statecraft, as her public displays of affection for Uroš, unusual for the time, drew criticism. "The Queen's love weakens our king," a chronicler wrote, reflecting patriarchal unease. Helen's patronage of monasteries, like Gradac, countered accusations of foreign allegiance, but her assertiveness fueled rumors of undue influence over Uroš's policies. By 1276, Uroš's abdication in favor of Dragutin shifted focus to Helen's dowager role. She continued to wield power, mediating disputes between her sons. Her romantic legacy, however, lay in her ability to blend Western and Serbian traditions, fostering a court where love was a diplomatic tool. Her death in 1314 cemented her as a revered yet controversial figure. The affair highlighted the tension between personal devotion and public duty, shaping Serbia's cultural identity during a formative period. These figures, Milutin and Simonida, Stefan Lazarevich, and Helen of Anjou, demonstrate how intimate relationships could both fortify and destabilize Serbia's position. Milutin's marriage tested moral boundaries, Stefan's liaison risked diplomatic balance, and Helen's influence redefined royal partnership. Their stories, drawn from chronicles and correspondence, reveal the high stakes of love in a medieval kingdom. In our final section, we will explore figures like Prince Marko and the fallout of royal indiscretions that echoed beyond Serbia's borders. But first, so why did Serbian royals keep stirring up romantic drama? Because love wasn't just personal, it was a political minefield. Welcome back to our final dive into the intimate secrets that shocked Serbian royalty. We've covered kings, queens, and despots who turned courtship into chaos. Now we're hitting the last three scandals that had Serbia's courts buzzing. Short version, these folks took romance to levels that made monks drop their quills. How'd they pull it off? Why'd it matter? Let's find out, starting with number 7, Prince Marko and his forbidden fling. Ready? Let's go. Why was Prince Marko's love life a medieval soap opera? Marko Mrnjavčević, born around 1335, was a Serbian prince in the 14th century during the crumbling of the Serbian Empire. He's a folk hero. Think Robin Hood with a sword and a crown. His dad, King Vukašin, ruled part of Serbia under Emperor Stefan Uroš V. In 1370, Marko's living in Prilep, modern-day North Macedonia, ruling as a vassal king. Sounds cool, right? Except he's got a thing for a noblewoman named Yelina, possibly from a rival family tied to the Bolshevik clan. Why is that a problem? Because Marko's married to Yelica and Yelina's family is feuding with him. This is worse than a reality show, the court groans. How'd it start? Marko meets Yelina at a tournament. Knights, jousts, the works. She's charming, witty, and probably waving a silk scarf. "Nice sword, Marko," she says, batting her eyes. He's hooked. The Serbian epic poems, oral tales later written down, hint at their affair. They're sneaking around, meeting in vineyards, sending coded messages via servants. "Meet me by the oak tree, babe," Marko scribbles, maybe. But word gets out. By 1371, gossip spread faster than wildfire. Prince Marko's cheating, the bards sing, turning it into a hit song. His wife Yelica's furious. "Really, Marko? I'm managing the castle here," she snaps. Why so scandalous? Marko is a vassal to the Ottomans after the 1371 Battle of Maritsa, where his dad died. His affair with Yelena risks alienating her family, who control key territories. Plus, the Orthodox Church hates infidelity. Priests are like, "You're no hero now." The fallout? Yelena's clan pulls support, weakening Marko's rule. He dumps Yelena to save face, but the damage is done. By 1395, Marko died fighting for the Ottomans at Rovine. Yelena fades into obscurity. Why is this a big deal? His fling destabilized alliances and tarnished his legend. Moral? Don't flirt with the enemy's cousin when you're already married. Next up, number 8. Why did Queen Milica's secret crush shake the kingdom? Milica, born around 1335, was the wife of Prince Lazar Herbenjanovich, Serbia's leader before the 1389 Battle of Kosovo. She's a saint in the Orthodox Church, known for piety and ruling as regent after Lazar's death. But around 1380, while Lazar's off fighting Ottomans, Milica's rumored to have a soft spot for a knight named Miloš Obilić. Who's he? A legendary warrior, later mythologized for killing Sultan Murad I in Kosovo. Miloš, you're kind of dreamy, Milica might have thought, watching him train. How'd this thriller start? The Serbian chronicles and epic poems, like the Battle of Kosovo, drop hints. Miloš is always at court, guarding Milica, exchanging glances. They're not sleeping together, probably, but their bond's too close for comfort. He's my protector, Milica insists, but nobles aren't buying it. They're spotted sharing meals, discussing strategy late into the night. Strategy, huh? The court whispers, raising eyebrows. Lazar is away, so gossip explodes. The queen's got a crush, bards sing, exaggerating for drama. Why is this bad? Milica is supposed to be a saintly widow in waiting, not eyeing knights. What happened? The scandal peaks before Kosovo in 1389. Nobles accuse Miloš of overstepping, fearing he's angling for power. He's no knight, he's a homewrecker, they claim. Milica shuts it down, doubling her charity work to prove her piety. Miloš fights in Kosovo, dies a hero, and the rumors fade. Milica rules as regent for her son Stefan until 1405, then becomes a nun. Why is the scandal big? It threatened her saintly image and could have split the court before a crucial battle. Moral: even saints can't escape gossip when knights are too charming. Finally, number 9. Why was despot Juraj Branković's mistress a diplomatic disaster? Juraj, born 1377, was Serbia's despot from 1427 to 1456, juggling Ottoman vassalage and Hungarian alliances. His daughter Mara's Ottoman marriage was scandal number 3, but Juraj had his own drama. Around 1430, he's married to Irene Cantacuzene, a Byzantine noblewoman, but started a fling with a Hungarian noblewoman, possibly from the Garai family, tied to Hungary's court. Why Hungary? Juraj needs their support against the Ottomans. Let's mix business with pleasure, he thinks, hosting her in Smederevo. How'd it go down? The Serbian annals and Hungarian chronicles hint at the affair. She visits under the guise of trade talks, but they're spotted riding together, sharing feasts. Nice castle, Juraj, she says, probably winking. He gives her jewels, maybe a horse. Irene's not amused. I'm managing your kids and you're flirting, she fumes. The court's in chaos. Nobles fear the mistress is pushing Hungarian interests. She's a spy, they whisper. Ottoman spies catch wind and Sultan Murad II is like, really, Juraj, we had a deal. By 1435, the affair threatened Serbia's delicate balance. What's the fallout? Hungarian support wavers when Irene's family complains to King Sigismund. Control your despot, they demand. Juraj ends the fling, sending the noblewoman back to Buda. He doubled down on Ottoman loyalty, handing over Belgrade in 1439. The mistress marries a Hungarian lord, out of the spotlight. Why's this matter? The affair nearly cost Juraj his allies, weakening Serbia before its fall in 1459. Moral: don't let your side piece pick your allies. So why do these scandals stand out? Marco's fling hurt his allies, Milica's crush risked her saintly rep, and Juraj's mistress almost tanked Serbia's diplomacy. What's the pattern? Love in medieval Serbia wasn't just personal. It could start wars or end dynasties. Where are they now? Marco is a folk hero, despite his drama. Milica's a saint, her crush a footnote. Juraj is remembered as a survivor, not a Romeo. Why did these secrets shock? They showed royals were human, making messy choices under pressure. Serbia's history is full of these stories. Love wasn't just romance, it was strategy. Want more? Drop your favorite medieval drama in the comments. Subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.